Coming up on This Week in Torrance, Los Angeles County Supervisor Janice Hahn addresses the South Bay community at the annual Lunch with Our Leader.
Then we'll tell you why there was a line wrapped around this popular burger restaurant.
And signs of spring were in full bloom at the recent Cherry Blossom Festival. We'll take you there.
Plus, Torrance police officers laced up to take part in an annual tradition that starts in Baker and ends in Las Vegas.
These stories and much more are just seconds away.
Your local news starts right now. Hello and welcome to This Week in Torrance. I'm Jin Chin.
And I'm Ben McCain. Thanks so much for joining us. Here are your top stories. Torrance City Council members sat through a 5-hour council meeting that ran past midnight to discuss the safety of the Torrance refinery. It was a standing room only meeting as community members came out to hear what Torrance City Council would have to say about the safety of the refinery. Now, despite a push by many to ban modified hydrofluoric acid at the refinery, Council moved forward unanimously to vote for an alternative resolution to support the decisions made by regulators in ensuring and enhancing safety. They voted 5-2 against Councilman Tim Goodrich's proposal to phase out the use of MHF. The city encouraged interested parties to continue to work together in addressing community concerns regarding safety. Some of the stakeholders include California Environmental Protection Agency and U.S. Chemical Safety Board.
It's very easy just to say, let's ban the chemical, but we got to consider all the ramifications and how we can get there in a way that we still have a viable alternative. I think we need to continue to work together in allowing PBF Energy to continue making the refinery as safe as possible. My feeling is that they are far more committed to a safely operating refinery than their predecessors. That gives me a lot of hope.
We will bring you the latest on the upcoming SCA QMD investigative hearing.
The price of smoking will soon get more expensive for Californians. Starting April 1st, a pack of cigarettes will cost you $2 more, bringing tobacco tax up to $2.87. During the November 2016 elections, voters passed Proposition 56, the tobacco tax increase initiative, raising taxes on tobacco products and electronic cigarettes containing nicotine. The tax revenue will be used to fund existing health care programs, tobacco use prevention and control programs. Proponents say that tobacco use results in 40,000 deaths in California each year.
Los Angeles County Supervisor Janice Hahn shared with the South Bay community efforts she is currently working on and what she plans to tackle in the near future at the annual Lunch with Our Leader event. This took place at Sunrider International in Torrance. Reporter Hibas Ahmed has the story.
I am honored to serve you as your county supervisor. First and foremost for the county, I know we're a safety net. We are there to make sure that people who have reached the end of their rope, financially, emotionally, mentally, physically, that we don't let them fall through the cracks.
Following in her father's footsteps, who served the county for 50 years, Los Angeles County Supervisor Janice Hahn says there was no doubt in her mind when she decided to run for the Board of Supervisors.
And it's an opportunity to see where we can do things differently. We don't have to do things because that's the way they were always done. We need to do things that benefit our communities and that benefit businesses and that benefit people who are the consumers of our beaches. That's the people that we need to pay attention to.
Hahn is one of 5 members that make up the Los Angeles Board of Supervisors, a governing body that represents different districts serving a 4-year term. Hahn represents the 4th district that includes Torrance and much of the South Bay.
Just in the last few months, the county board has, we've created an Office of Immigrant Affairs. We've initiated a 5-year initiative that will ensure Los Angeles County is a place where women and girls have every opportunity to succeed. And I think one of the most important things that we've done, which you all were a part of, is our effort to address homelessness.
and tackling the issue of homelessness was one of her first concerns. She helped to get Measure H passed on the recent March ballot, which increases tax to 9.5% across most of the county, raising $355 million annually over the next 10 years.
And what the best part about Measure H is that it is not only going to work with the folks who are already on the streets, we're going to prevent people from becoming homeless. There are many people who are on the brink of becoming homeless, and we don't want the problem to just keep getting worse.
The passing of Measure H will fund a 47-point plan that was developed more than a year ago. Hahn says it will expand services for mental health care, drug addiction, job training, and rental assistance, and most importantly, services for youth aged out of the foster care system.
A committee made up of stakeholders across the county is meeting right now to develop an implementation plan on how this is going to work. And in May, that's just, coming around the corner, they're going to come to the Board of Supervisors with their plan, and then we're going to vote to pass it.
Hahn says she will work on the forefront of expediting projects in her district. One of her #1 goals is making sure the future Green Line extension project will connect to Torrance's future transit center.
I'm going to work on bringing in partners, public-private partners, investors who would like to invest in some of these projects so that we can speed up the projects that are in our communities and our district.
Another top priority is public safety. During her address, she referred to Proposition 109 and says she recently endorsed legislation that would make the parole board consider a felon's entire criminal history rather than their most recent crime before releasing them on probation.
I'm not afraid of tackling difficult and somewhat controversial issues.
Working to make sure everyone reaches a common goal while making a difference.
So I hope we have a happy 4 years together and that we work on issues that can really improve the quality of life.
For Torrance CitiCABLE, I'm Hiba Samad.
Thanks, Hiba. The event was hosted by the Torrance Area Chamber of Commerce. Well, Torrance police officers laced up to take part in the world's most prestigious law enforcement foot race. More than 8,000 runners from public safety agencies throughout California, neighboring states, and foreign countries took on 120 miles of pavement as they ran the Challenge Cup Baker to Vegas Relay. The 19-leg course starts 25 miles north of Baker on Highway 127, then Highway 178 before crossing the state line into Nevada. About 40 members from the city of Torrance took part, including runners and staff. The Torrance police team won its division for the 8th year in a row and took 8th place out of 266 teams. Congratulations to the Torrance team. This annual tradition began in 1985. And you don't want to be in a foot race with the Torrance police because they'll catch you.
That's right.
Well, still ahead, hundreds of families learn about ways to stay active through a one-of-a-kind expo.
Plus, the popular sandwich store was busier than usual. We'll tell you why.
Hey, Hard, what's this?
That's my resignation letter.
You're resigning.
Why? Because you're constantly ignoring me. You're half as active as you used to be, and you get stuff like this. You've been putting me under a lot of pressure lately. That's why I'm ready to quit.
I forgot. I'll do better. Please, don't quit on me.
Okay, but remember, it's not what you say, it's what you do.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you.
Let's go for a walk.
Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
To be at peace with myself is the most prominent thing, and I am at peace with myself. I didn't deal this deck, I'm just playing the game. That's all. That's it. Meals on Wheels has given me a mode of freedom that I wouldn't have otherwise. And making sure they get the nutrition that I need, and it's a balanced meal. My name is Maurice McGriff. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
For another year, the city of Torrance hosted its annual Celebration of Spring at Columbia Park. Students from Coquito Martial Arts Studio showed off their skills along with entertainment by taiko drummers, an Indian music ensemble, and Polynesian dancers. The 6th annual Cherry Blossom Festival drew more than 1,000 people who enjoyed the festival under the cherry blossom trees. The occasion marks a symbol of hope and new beginnings that is celebrated throughout the country yearly. To date, Columbia Park has 110 cherry blossom trees that were donated by CitiCABLE International USA. It honors the lasting friendship between the United States and Japan. As families relaxed, many also visited the numerous vendors that were set up, including handmade jewelry, clothes, and artwork. And there is no fun without food. People enjoyed food trucks from brew wings, M&M ice cream, to booths selling kawaii shaved ice and empanadas.
Having the Consul General of Japan visit with us during this really brings everything together. It really shows how big an impact this is on the region and now internationally. How neat is that?
Community booths were also set up by organizers like the Torrance Rosebud Association. This year's sponsors of the festival were the City of Torrance, the Torrance Sister City Association, the North Torrance Homeowners Association, Torrance Craftsmen's Guild, along with several others. If you missed out on this event, there is a similar one taking place at El Camino College. They will host their annual Cherry Blossom Festival on April 5th.
And another annual event was also bigger and better for its 20th year. It was a fun day for children and families across the South Bay as hundreds came out to check out the What's Up for Kids Family Expo and Camp Fair. This took place at the Torrance Cultural Arts Center. There were more than 70 exhibitors offering information on camps, year-round classes and activities like surf camp, STEM, language and arts, and even retreats. It's an opportunity for parents to learn about events happening this spring and summer. There was also live entertainment and demonstrations, including fencing, music, martial arts, and hands-on activities for kids to try before asking parents to sign them up. This year, the Torrance Community Services Department had a booth. The Madrona Marsh offered a live animal presentation, and Bravo Music School based in Torrance performed a mini concert. And for the first time, the expo shared information about a fencing club based in Torrance that will offer a Jedi camp to interested children.
I think the biggest trend is just the variety. Used to be that basically, you had a few academic ones and a few sports ones, and now pretty much any interest that a child can have, there's a camp for it.
I like the outside, there's this thing that you could build towers with marshmallows and spaghetti, so I found that really cool, and also there's the basketball area.
What's Up for Kids is a monthly newsletter focusing on a calendar of activities for kids and families in the South Bay area. Now, to get a full list of organizations that came out, you can go to whatsupforkids.com.
A local organization makes a big announcement about one of their most popular activities. Salvation Army's summer day camp dates have been confirmed this year from June 26th to September 1st for children 5 to 12 years old. Officials at the Salvation Army say applications are available starting on April 3rd. Last year, the camp was sold out, and there was a waiting list for 9 out of 10 weeks of the day camp. For more information, head to torrancecorps.com/AOTS.
Well, students from Torrance area high schools were rewarded for their talents in art recently.
I'm not a white man, little boy, but I'm still a man. I need water. Ain't that against the law?
I looked around and saw kids with dark hair, eyes, and skin tone. I, however, have platinum blonde hair, green eyes, and my skin is as white as a sheet.
Winners of the 17th annual Martin Luther King Jr. Visions of Unity Art Contest presented their narratives of overcoming cultural differences and sharing their story of cultural diversity through art, photography, computer graphics, sculpture, short story, essay, and poetry that all reflected Dr. Martin Luther King's vision of being unified. This year, 36 students were awarded at Torrance Memorial Medical Center, where the celebrations took place. They read aloud their work and were applauded for bringing their vision of unity to the table. TUSD school board members and principals from all high schools were there to show their support. The contest, inspired by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., engages the youth to participate in the power of artistic expression, to cross cultural boundaries, and create new bonds in the community. Councilwoman Heidi Ashcraft helped start Visions of Unity.
It is the vision of a woman by the name of Jan Jackson that had biracial children that came to Torrance Unified Schools, and Jan had the vision that she would like to have some kind of a competition for students that would bring them together in order to promote the arts, literary as well as visual arts, which we have here.
Ashcraft says this provides an opportunity to recognize artists who usually are not honored. The contest started when the city was dramatically changing demographically. Winning contestants received cash awards by local sponsors across the South Bay, and they get to have their art entries displayed in the Katie Geiser Civic Center Library. The contest is only open to students attending high schools in Torrance.
A popular sandwich shop took part in a day of charity recently. Jersey Mike's in Torrance was busy making delicious subs on March 29th like they normally do. Except on this day, 100% of proceeds was donated to Operation Gratitude. This was for their annual Day of Giving charity event. Owners of the Jersey Mike's in Torrance say they have partnered with Operation Gratitude for the third year in a row, an organization that annually sends more than 200,000 care packages to veterans, first responders, and United States service members. The Greater Los Angeles area, Inland Empire, and Orange County locations are also donating to this cause. Every region with Jersey Mike's stores have the option to choose the charity they want to give back to.
This is our 7th year. It starts with a month of giving, and we basically ask our customers and our patrons for donations all month long, and it culminates with our Day of Giving. And today, all our franchisees across the country are donating 100% of proceeds to the recipient charities.
The store plans to see their sales jump at least 30%. In the last 2 years, Jersey Mike's has sponsored the shipment of 55,000 Operation Gratitude care packages, and their goal this year is to sponsor 40,000 more. Last year, the sandwich chain raised more than $4 million for local charities nationwide. For more information, go to operationgratitude.com.
A popular South Bay burger joint is now offering its popular menu right here in Torrance. Burger City Grill had its official grand opening ceremony thanks in partnership with the Torrance Area Chamber of Commerce and the City of Torrance. There were hundreds of people waiting in line at the crack of dawn in the hopes of being the first 50 to receive free burgers for an entire year. This marks Burger City Grill's third location. They're known for their 8 signature burgers, 3 homemade sides, and their delicious hand-scoop shakes. Each burger is topped with quality ingredients and their freshly baked brioche buns. We spoke to one fan who stood in line early that morning to win his free burgers for a year.
My bus stop is right next to the restaurant, and I saw the poster that's on the wall. It says free burgers for a year, and I decided maybe I should come try out, be the first 50, because this place is really good.
Burger City Grill is located at 3605 Artesia Boulevard.
And there is another new restaurant in the town that's offering authentic Southern Italian cuisine. Well, the restaurant opened to the public several months ago. The Torrance Area Chamber of Commerce, along with members of the City of Torrance, officially welcomed Primo Italia with a ribbon-cutting ceremony. Primo Italia is located in the hillside village of Hawthorne Boulevard and took the place of what used to be Lou's on the Hill. Owner Louis Giovanetti also owned that restaurant, decided to shut it down after Lou's on the Hill did not pan out to be what he envisioned. Primo Italia offers traditional taste of homemade pastas and sauces. Chef Michelangelo Alahi has created a rich menu that also includes wood-fired pizzas and Mediterranean fish dishes. If those dishes don't make your mouth water, Giovanetti says they also offer braised lamb shank, chicken parmesan, and a wide array of salads.
I think really what sets us apart is just what we're actually doing, bringing true heritage-based Italian cooking back again. We're not doing anything that's our own way. It's just the way that Italians, whether it's from Northern or Sicilian or Central or Roman or Napolitan, whatever it is, just bringing the great history of Italian cooking back again.
Giovanetti says he loves owning a restaurant in Torrance because the city has always been supportive of his vision. Besides the tasty food, the eatery offers a private dining room and lounge seating in its 4,500 square foot space. They also offer live entertainment and are open late on weekends. To check out their menu, go to eatprimo.com. Their address is 24590 Hawthorne Boulevard.
Well, one more brewery is set to open its doors soon. The anticipation will soon be over for beer lovers across the South Bay. Yorkshire Square Brewery on Van Ness near Torrance Boulevard is bringing its history of British brewing to Torrance. The company announced it will have its soft opening on April 19th at 5 p.m. While they plan to start with a smaller beer selection, they will also offer food on site. They are located at 1109 Van Ness Avenue.
One of the largest parks in Torrance received extra care recently. 70 members from the local World Mission Society Church of God cleaned up Wilson Park as they participated in the worldwide cleanup campaign. The city of Torrance reached out to the Church of God to help them beautify the Southern California Live Steamers miniature railroad tracks. The World Mission Society Church of God is known for conducting these kinds of volunteer services throughout the world in various parts of Los Angeles County.
The West High School robotics team are taking their skills to the World Championship. They are one of the teams invited to the first World Championship, where there will be 127 teams representing more than 55,000 students who participated in more than 300 qualifying and championship tournaments worldwide during the past 5 months. Wow, that's a big accomplishment. They recently took home first place at the Los Angeles FTC Regional Competition in Long Beach. The program, known as FIRST, was founded in 1989 to inspire youth to participate in science and technology-based activities.
The Torrance Fire Department is making sure children are buckled up safely in their car seats. Nationally certified Torrance firefighters hosted their first of its kind car seat safety check event. The appointment-only workshop gave parents the opportunity to bring their child car seats to Fire Station 2 for inspection. Firefighters showed them how to install them properly and answered any questions they had. Officials say 90% of car seats installed are not done properly. This car seat safety program helps parents know whether they have the right car seat for their child. There are 4 types of car seats that include rear-facing, forward-facing car seats, along with booster seats and seat belts.
They need to pay attention closely to the height of the child, the weight of the child, and where the child is seated inside the back of the vehicle.
They plan to host these workshops monthly to assist Torrance residents. Each check takes approximately 30 to 60 minutes. This initiative came about after Torrance firefighters were consistently referring local residents to go to the local CHP office for assistance. The fire department has completed over 20 car seat checks in the past 2 months. Now, to make an appointment, head to torranceca.gov/car seat safety.
A new warning from the Federal Communications Commission can save you from an emerging phone scam. The commission is alerting consumers about a scam where callers are victimized to say the word yes during a call and later use that recording to authorize unwanted charges on the victim's utility or credit card account. Fraudulent callers impersonate representatives from organizations that provide a service and may be familiar to the person receiving the call, such as a mortgage lender. The FCC says the scam begins with a scammer asking, "Can you hear me?" and the caller then records the consumer's yes response. If you believe you've been targeted by this scam, you should immediately report the incident to the Better Business Bureau's Scam Tracker and to the FCC Consumer Help Center. Here are some tips recommended by the FCC. Now, don't answer calls from unknown numbers. If you've asked to hit a button to stop receiving calls, just simply hang up. Next, write down the number you received the call from and ask your phone service provider if it offers a robocall blocking service. And consider registering all your numbers in the National Do Not Call Registry. Now, for more information, head to fcc.gov.
Still ahead, we've got some great upcoming events you won't want to miss.
We'll be back in just 60 seconds.
What? The storks are bringing me a baby brother!
Storks know how to keep kids safe. Do you?
What? Oh my gosh, you don't know.
I know.
You don't? Oh man, you laugh when you're uncomfortable.
No. Making sure your child is in the right seat is one of the steps to safer travel.
We can do this together!
To know for sure that your child is in the right seat for their age and size,
Remember when I was a baby? Felt like 1 minute ago?
What? Visit safercar.gov/the right seat.
What he said.
My favorite thing about music is it's reliable. It's always there.
And it just helps me cheer up other people.
There's nothing to worry about when you do music. You're just having fun.
When I'm playing it, I'm like, wow, this is me. I sometimes just like shock myself.
When you play music, you are playing life.
Welcome back, everybody. Here's some upcoming events to mark on your calendar for April. El Camino College is having its 17th annual Cherry Blossom Festival on Wednesday, April 5th to welcome spring. It's a remembrance of an El Camino College's former Vice President of Academic Affairs, Dr. Nadine Ishitani Hata. It will take place from noon at the outdoor stage near the ECC Student Activities Center. Then, the South Bay Conservatory is putting on a show that will make you smile. They are bringing the Wizard of Oz musical to the big stage at the James Armstrong Theater on April 7th and 8th. For tickets, go to southbayconservatory.com. Plus, the city is hosting their annual breakfast and visit with the Bunny for Easter on Saturday, April 15th from 9 a.m. to noon. Tickets are $20, and you can buy them at the city's registration office at 3031 Torrance Boulevard. And before we go, we have a sneak peek at what's happening on the sports desk.
That's right, Byron. What do you have for us?
Hey, Jen and Ben, coming up on the sports desk, the Bishop Montgomery Knights were one game away from bringing the state title home. See if they could finish the job in Sacktown. Plus, if you've been to a South High sporting event, you've probably heard his voice, but you might not know his story. See the young man behind the mic, the story of Daniel Tom. Tune into the sports desk at 4 and 9:30 p.m. right here on CitiCABLE. Jen and Ben, back to you.
Thanks, Byron. Well, that does it for us on This Week in Torrance. I'm Ben McCain.
And I'm Jin Chen. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you next time.